as you hit the roads. If you're heading down to Chattanooga from this area, you're going to have an issue.
Before you get to Chattanooga.
Yeah. But
you're going to have an issue
pack your patience.
There's always an issue in Chattanooga.
You go to hell for pack your patience.
Pack your patience.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. You go straight for the pack your patience.
You know, it's rare that our listeners get to hear you say go to hell instead of me.
Today's your lucky day, folks. So you had this story, Robin, about this bologna eating contest. What is that?
I'm still going to back our mayor. I like our mayor. Joey Chestnut can probably do it in, 10 seconds or less.
Well, I bet our mayor could eat some bologna.
He probably can.
Yeah, but you see, these are the big dogs of the eating competition.
That's true.
Joey Chestnut, man, that dude, well, how many hot dogs does he eat around July 4th in that competition?
How many mustard belts did you say he had?
I think 16.
Mustard belts. Usually I have that mustard strip.
16, yes. Yeah, I do too.
Trying to see what the record is. All right, Joey Chestnut holds the record for most hot dogs eaten in Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest with 76. That's in 10 minutes.
I would throw up.
Yeah, you sure would. So he's going to come in, and hey, Mayor Jacobs is going to give it his best shot, and he's a big boy. But I can't imagine he's going to beat a guy who does this for a living in the bologna. Is it bologna? Bologna? I say bologna.
I say it both ways because it's kind of like poinsettia, poinsettia. It's one of those I think that can be done either way.
Regardless, I mean, this guy, Joey Chestnut's coming to get the 10K, man. He's not here to jack around.
Yeah, but our mayor is a former wrestler, so like you said, he's a big boy.
You know what I've noticed in the
Uncharted Current King.
Former wrestler? Is it breaking news?
Like Greco Roman? What are we talking about?
I don't know that I've ever asked the mayor on air about his former wrestling career because everybody asks him about it, and I'm just like, I know you're sick of it, man. But anyway,
you should have him on off the record and have him wrestle somebody.
It's not going to be me. He's been on the record before. Yeah, he's been. I know they like to throw folks around. Joey Chestnut's. The thing about these eating competitors, man, they're typically these old skinny dudes.
Yeah, I know.
They're not.
You're Japanese
Yeah.
guy.
Well, there was what was that guy? I didn't remember that guy's name, but Joey Chestnut kind of put him. Kobayashi? Is that him?
I think so.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's coming up. What, May 18th? May 18th, here in Knoxville.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the bologna eating championship. What was the record hot dog thing? 76 in 10 minutes. And you know what? You watch this around July 4th or on July 4th, this hot dog eating competition. You ever watch it?
Yeah.
It's disgusting. It's just
man, they're dipping those dogs in freaking water.
Just trying to get them down.
Yeah.
It's buns and all, right?
It's everything.
Chili?
Not chili. It's just the bun and the wiener.
Your mom eats 76.
Oh, no.
I don't know if that's occurred to me.
Is this going to be your mom joke day, or that's what she said joke day, or what's it going to be?
Don't lay down the gauntlet at me, man.
Just so folks know, I threw the word wiener out there just to see what Mr. Glasgow would do with it, and he did not disappoint. I knew he would do something. I didn't know what it would be, but I knew he would take it and run.
Well, wait till I do the Trump story later.
Well, do it right now. Let's at least get to the sentence that you think will get a reaction.
The witness has been on the stand all day yesterday.
here
He'll be
we
on
go.
the stand on Thursday.
What's his name, Robin? Do tell.
David Pecker.
David Pecker. Your mom's on the Pecker stand.
All day today.
We gotta move on, man. We're gonna lose our license, lose our jobs, lose our careers, listeners, everything.
Our president's back in Atlanta now.
He's in Atlanta. President Biden.
No, our president, CEO.
Oh.
She was here yesterday. She's in Atlanta now.
That was like, well, what's Biden got to do with all this?
You didn't see Uncle Boozy.
You know, no. President Biden's advice right now for us would be pretty spot on. Don't. You don't. So we're not. We're done. We're done with all that. Hey, it's going to be a fun show today, I do believe. So we got good news in just a moment. We got tickets to Off the Record, tickets to the Comedy Barn in Pigeon Forge coming up. And we've got also Danny Devaney, ladies and gentlemen, from the Comedy Barn. He's going to be here the 11 o'clock hour. And it's National Clean Comedy Day on Sunday. So that's kind of what we're going to be celebrating. Danny's going to be part of Off the Record. He's going to be in here in the 11 o'clock hour. But along with Danny, I'm going to have a lot of clean comedy bits to play for you. You know what? I got to tell you, except for one, I've never heard of these folks, these men and women. It doesn't mean you haven't heard them many times. I'm just not familiar with them. Maybe we'll introduce you to some new folks with that.
I heard some clean comedy on the way in here.
What were you listening to?
Jerry Clower.
Jerry Clower. Okay. What do you think about Jerry Clower these days? In other words, back in the day, that was pretty top-notch stuff. And what do you think
Those
about
were the
it today?
beginnings of stand-up.
Yeah, perhaps. But what do you think about his material today?
I love his material today.
See, I think it's dated.
Oh, it's definitely dated.
It's dated, and I don't mean just about what he's talking about, but that whole style, that storytelling style that you go and you go and you go, and then you get to the punchline.
Yeah.
I think today, man, and it's part of just the society we're in, you gotta, you gotta get there pretty quick. And Bert
We
Kreischer,
have the attention span of gnats.
yes, Bert Kreischer is kind of a storyteller. Maybe not to the extent of Jerry Clower, but he does tell stories. But I think he drops little humorous nuggets along the way as he's building up to the punchline, too.
I think Kevin Hart does the same thing. I mean, he tells long stories about his uncle and his dad and so forth.
But you got the
I
inflection,
don't
you got his
know.
expression, and he just
He
makes.
hits you along the way.
He could read the phone book and get trouble.
I
All right, so
I
anyway,
got
that's
this
Clean
going.
Comics. Danny Devaney, the 11 o'clock hour, a lot of tickets to give away. We'll do good news when we get back here on Dark.
From a few
I
morning
did not
showers to
know
afternoon
this.
sunshine. We've got a seasonable high today of 73 degrees with a light breeze. And then it's
Not green, Pepsi, something that's safety. Remember to new construction. Experience News Talk 98.7 WOKM.
We got some good news going to share amongst everybody here in just a moment. A little tell me something. This security and technology and we trust all of the food monitor is security down. Before we get to good news, we get Bobby's phone call in. Bobby, hey, thanks, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great, thank you.
I got a question for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
Are you going to go up to the Pontiacs and Pigeon Forge this year?
Well, so this is Trans Am Central is what I think specifically you're referencing, and what are the dates for this event this year?
The last day of May is on Friday, May the 31st, and the first day of June, following Saturday.
End of May, beginning of June.
Following Saturday. I have moved into the Lacrosse Center the last couple of years. It is. I know you're a big fan.
Yeah, I want a Smokey and the Band at Trans Am. There's just one thing stopping me from getting it. It's typically the price tag.
possible finding one up there, but they do come up for sale.
Well, I've seen them, and they got some big numbers attached to them. Hey, Bobby, thanks for that. I'm not sure if I'm going to be there or not. So the end of May, beginning of June, Pontiac. I think they've got some type of car show in Pigeon Forge or Sevier County just about every weekend from now through the end of summer, it seems. Whether it's Mustangs, Pontiacs, or Wild Runners, whatever. A lot of different things going on. Now, you want I want the same year, I want the same model, I want the same color. It doesn't have to be, just mint condition, but I'm also not, it's not going to happen. They're too expensive. If you find one that you think is not so expensive, you got to do a bunch of work on it, and that's where you're going to get into money. You can buy one ready to roll. It looks great. I've seen them, in various websites, $70,000, $80,000 somewhere around. So, it's not the dream. You know that little model Trans Am you bought me for Christmas a few years ago that I put together and got Burt Reynolds to sign? It's in your office. That's as close as I'm going to get to owning a Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am. Yeah, I do. Unless I hit Powerball. It ain't happening, man.
Yeah, but you got to think, at that price, that's the cost that you want to pay for a car anyway, nowadays. Not want to pay, that's about what you pay.
No, it's not, dude. I'm not paying that for a car. You ain't going to get much of a car. No, you're right. I'm good, man. I keep a car for 10, 12 years and not think twice about it. Yes, I do.
But that's your dream car, though.
That is. But see, that's not an everyday car. That'd be pretty awesome. Actually, making sure every day. I wish I had that back when the girls were in elementary school, man. I cruised through the drop-off line and the pickup line and that Trans Am. That'd be great. That'd be good news. Logan Martin recently finished the London Marathon. There was quite a celebration as he crossed the finish line. Even Guinness World Records was on hand. They presented Lloyd with a plaque as he finished the 26.2 miles. That's because at the age of 19, Lloyd became the youngest person ever to finish the London Marathon with Down syndrome. He ran continuously for the first 14 miles, a personal best for him. Then he switched to walking and jogging. In his words, it's achieving his dream. Really, anything is possible if you put your mind to it. A bit of work, you can achieve it. His mom made sure her son had all the training and motivation needed when he set his mind to that task.
Hey, what's up,
Says he developed his strength and stamina mainly through 5K races. Special Olympics Organization for Great Britain helped Lloyd get everything prepped for the race, and when he became the youngest person ever to finish in the intellectual impairment category. Way to go, Lloyd.
Later.
Amanda Hayhurst was going about her business one day, taking her son to a taekwondo class in Atlanta.
Wait. What kind of class?
Taekwondo?
It's like you put the emphasis, like we're in a different place than a lot of people say it.
Well, how do you say
That's why I said Taekwondo.
it? Doesn't
Anything I can do for you, boss?
Taekwondo.
And?
It was just weird. That's all.
That just had nothing to do with the story. Let me do it. I'm not excited. Flags. Flags on. Flags back in my boots. Man, we got a big case of shiny objects going today, man. We all do. Anyway, she took her son to this class, however you want to say it, in Atlanta, saw a flyer on the bulletin board in the studio, and this flyer boldly declared, our mom needs a kidney. The flyer told the story of Bonchelle Knight, single mother of 2 daughters, detailed her 8-year-long quest for a kidney donor. Amanda says, my heart broke as I thought about how desperately this woman needed a kidney and how desperately her girls needed their mom. And in the middle of that busy studio, God was calling me to donate my kidney to a woman I had never met. They went through the testing and the blood work, got the incredible news that Amanda was a perfect match for Bonchelle, and as the surgery date approached, 2 women had the opportunity to meet, form a bond that transcended their initial connection as donor and recipient. 1 month after that meeting, the kidney transplant surgery happened, and not only was the surgery a success, it also marked the beginning of what you might consider a beautiful friendship between the two went straight. Now Von Schell and Amanda speak to each other every day.
I like that story.
It's good.
Just empathy. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
We need more of that.
Emerson's a 500-pound elephant seal, has a habit of lumping himself in places that he shouldn't. He developed a reputation for ending up in unusual locations, including things like flower beds, city parks, and busy roads. So for his safety, conservation officials in Victoria, Canada, last week relocated him to a remote beach 125 miles away. That ought to do the trick, you're thinking, right? Wrong. 7 days later, there was Emerson. He had made the epic 125-mile trek along the rugged coast of Vancouver back to the city. A return that's left conservation officers a bit in disbelief. Emerson's presence and familiarities alarmed those same officers. The public's taking increasingly risky behavior around this animal, including one group who encouraged a child to pet his nose. And when word spread that he had been spotted lounging in the sun, sleeping between parked cars, crowds quickly gathered there with their cameras drawn. Even though they look cute and cuddly, elephant seals can be aggressive if provoked. They weigh a lot, folks, anywhere from 500 as a youngster upwards of a couple of 1,000 pounds or more.
That's not a cute little animal.
No, it's not, and the public's lack of fear of Emerson, as we know here in the Smoky Mountains with bears and other wildlife, it creates a big problem.
Southie.
I think it's fake, man. Officials have asked Emerson be left in peace. He's undergoing a month-long period of shedding his fur that can be highly taxing for them. After that, he'll be bundled in a van once again and hopes he'll settle somewhere more safe. Best case scenario, wildlife officers say it would be ideal if the public would just allow Emerson his space. In the meantime, they're guarding him closely, trying to keep the public from pestering him, hopefully get him back to a more safe place.
Marcel tells me you're our resident humanitarian.
In God we trust. All others we monitor. HisSecurity.com online. How about your roads? It's time for
Bill, on the Richard with Bob. Tuesday, May 7th at the Beacon Theater. Tickets for this night of family entertainment will stand fine.
And she's in
Screen now at 453-6780. It's sunscreen.com.
And that shit, huge Bob.
all right. Yarrow here and Audio Crunch at 10:50. What it is?
Jumping Man. By the meters.
See, Clean Comedy Day is this Sunday, the 28th. Pigeon Forge Comedy Barn created this day, and now it's recognized nationally. Danny Devaney from the Comedy Barn will be here next hour. And he's also going to be at Off the Record coming up on Tuesday, May 7th. So I got a request from my sister via text. And she's asking us to tell they're streaming and listening down in Mississippi, and she says, tell the story of He Stole the Soap. Is it time for a Stole the Soap refresh?
Sure, why not?
Can you look real quickly and see if the whole story is, I think it's still in the audio file.
By Steve Perry.
No, not that. The dude up in Kentucky.
Yeah, I knew you were talking about. I thought you were talking about Steve Perry.
Well, I'm confused. I don't know if she wants to know the Stole the Soap story or the Steve Perry Stole the Soap story that you're referencing. I'm not sure. But while we're discussing this, see if you can find the full story, and we'll just start there. We'll just do all of it. How about that? If you are new to this program, and we got a lot of folks moving to East Tennessee these days, the Stole the Soap story happened many, many years ago, and it happened in Kentucky, and it was a TV report. And I was at Channel 8, and they aired this report. And, you know, overall, it's somewhat a sad story, but at the same time, it's got some funny bits in it because just the situation and how this guy responded on TV. He was not happy about this. So do you have it?
I think I got a modeling audition.
Try to find it on YouTube. I think we got it somewhere in our files. I wish I had planned this a little bit better. Anyway, this guy was there, and his cousin had broken into his house. The influence, we think, of and this guy was going through, picking through things on the floor that he had wiped out or stolen or made an effort to steal or whatever it might be. And in that, he referenced, he stole the soap. Who steals soap? Finding someone suspected of burglaries in your home is never a good idea. A Ford County man found that out for himself after having a gun pointed at him when he did just
You know,
that.
I kind of miss the times when it was hedge fund managers and D-grade celebrities we had to scrape off the floor of the VIP lounge. Now, with these gas prices, the freaking oil tycoons are back in style. And I mean, there's assholes and there's assholes, you know? And oil and gas people are definitely assholes.
Philip Matthew Higgins was seen carrying clips from his house.
When I finally got down here to the house, look and see what happened. The door was standing wide open. It looked like he packed up 4 yards when he got on.
And that is when he confronted Higgins.
He was lying, throwing his hands, saying stuff like, "Cause I didn't do it, you know how roads do. And blaming on everybody else."
The confrontation took a dangerous turn once Tackett found items belonging to him.
They did pull the gun on me when I got back around the house because I did some thought I was upset with you.
It's not he determined that it would be burglary.
Who steals the keys, Greg?
We don't.
He's got the rules. Nice.
Look at some.
The bottle is crazy. What people wants is the soap. Got the soap. Who steals soap?
Philip Higgins is charged with receiving stolen property and being a convicted felon with a firearm. Interview group, Sean Allen, WYMT. All right, lead aside, Mr. Glasgow. So we pulled from that and made a hot key out of this part of that story.
Stolen soap. Who steals soap?
Every now and then we'll just randomly drop it in there. And I think it's good to revisit this story every so often so new listeners can get up to speed on it, but also the second part of this story is one day for audio brunch, I had Steve Perry, former lead singer of Journey, who had come out with some new music. He had this really heart-touching interview explaining why he decided to do this new music, and the story was that his girlfriend at the time became seriously ill, and basically in her last days, she just encouraged him to go and do his music and finish his music and give his fans new music. So based on her deathbed request, he went back and finished this music, and so played a little bit of the heart-touching song. But here's Steve Perry explaining, the deathbed request of his then girlfriend as to why he went back and completed this.
He stole the soap. Who steals soap?
And that clip, which is somewhat of a mood killer.
It was definitely a mood killer. But I think what made it was my reaction to what had happened, because I had no control over because the system that we used to play audio clips at the time would play audio clips if you had them lined up back to back to back. And that was when we were loading that into the system. And so once that audio of Steve Perry stopped, the next one began, and that's what it was. And I was absolutely...
You were mortified.
Mortified. I mean, because it was such a touching story. Big fan of Steve Perry, and thought it was just amazing that he was going to get back out there at his girlfriend's deathbed request. And as he's finishing up his heartfelt story,
He stole my phone. Who still stole?
No, I'm pretty sure it was. Did that come after the clip?
it came directly after the clip.
Hey!
Yeah, it's a wet blanket, man. That's what that was. A wet blanket in hindsight. But who stole? You stole my stuff. That stole my phone. That's it.
Who still stole?
Do we feel? I've never heard the whole thing. I don't guess. First of all, why did he still have an empty Lysol container that he picked up at Wild Grange? An empty Lysol
Who
container.
knows, man? Who knows?
Oh, yeah, the soap.
So now you weren't even up to speed on the soap story, Robin. Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't think I've ever heard the whole thing.
Okay. There you go. All right. There's a request from my sister. See, I'm not necessarily a music DJ any longer, but I'll still take requests from time to time. And that's a good update on that story for those who may not know.
How is Susan?
She's doing well.
Good.
Busy, but she's doing well. Thanks for
How you doing?
And so I got Danny Devaney with the Comedy Barn next hour, and we're going to celebrate Clean Comedy Day, which is Sunday, and Danny's going to be here to do that, and to talk about his off-the-record appearance coming up, and a whole bunch more. But I've got a lot of clean comedy bits to share with you, including Audio Brunch, and then some next hour. And next hour, I've got Comedy Barn tickets to give away. So right here and right now, let's give away. No trivia question today, folks. You get a free pass. But if you're caller 10 on our contest line right now at 656-2946, area code 865, caller 10, streamers, you got a shot at this. 865-656-2946, caller 10. We're going to hand you a pair of off-the-record tickets back on Yarborough in just a minute.
Who still stole?
We'll see more sunshine this afternoon. Highs back to about 73 degrees.
It's off there at 613 North Campus. Built. That's a great combination, and that's a lot of comments off there at 613.
WOKI. Talk is cheap. Supply of food is cheap. Man, the new talk 98.7 WOKI. You're in on the big DAD. You did see it.
Elegance Furniture, folks, I absolutely adore this business. You know what? Things that make sense.
There's the more than you have to.
Fire pharmacy.
The Boys and Girls Futures by Pretty Toast. The mid-gaming. Pretty Toast. The mid-gaming one.
75.
Yeah. No, it ain't a gambler. WOKI.
We get part of the reaction. And I think we get everything important. That's our key. We got to tell the story every now and then. Updated every once in a while. Just for those who don't know, Sally Angles, thanks for the stove thing. I'll be laughing the rest of the day. Red says, who's still a stove? Never gets old. Greg that's my favorite. He stole the phone when you were hearing this barely interview. And it was the most dramatic and sad parts. You hear that clip? You said I thought I was going to faint. Me too, brother. Me too. Hey, John, congratulations, my friend. You're going to Off the Record Tuesday, May 7th. What do you say? Hey, have you been to any of the Off the Records before this Tuesday, May 7th?
is our first year in Alabama.
Oh, all right, so this will be 2 in a row for you. We got a great show coming up, including Danny Devaney from the Comedy Barn in Pigeon Forge. He's going to be with us next hour here. Michael McMill and myself. He's the Three Dog Night drummer, and we're going to do something on stage together. Brian Ellis, are you familiar with Brian Ellis by any chance? Okay. Wait till you see this guy perform on stage, man. He's been at the Grand Ole Opry a handful of times, and he's just, he's quite the youngster. John Folk, Dave Folk's son, will be there. We got our own little News Talk 98.7 Phil Bill and the Moso Kings band. Moso Kings. Well, Phil claims it's Mojo, but I called it Moso because I couldn't read his writing, and so I'm sticking with Moso. Regardless, we're going to see you there, John. So you look forward to it. I look forward to seeing you there. You hang tight, man. You got all the info, Eric? Not yet. Okay, so John, hang on, buddy, and Eric will get all that information from you. NewsTalk987.com. You guys understand, I used to listen to Three Dog Night in a major way when I was 5, 6, 7 years old. Me too. And now the drummer from that time is going to be on stage, and we're each going to have our drum sets there, and we're going to do something together. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, you guys do it for the first day. Jeremiah was a blues rock, and so it is surreal. It really is kind of surreal.
Yeah, he is the nicest guy.
He is. Lives in East Tennessee now, and I'm so glad we connected a couple of years ago, and now he's going to be part of Off the Record Tuesday. He's such a genuine, nice guy.
He is.
He checked in with me, I don't know how many times. I was getting Campus Fest. What he does. We do.
You need to tell the thing up here. I can't really.
National Clean Comedy Sunday celebration of comedy without foul language originated at the Comedy Barn in Pigeon Forge. Danny Devaney from the Comedy Barn next hour. He's going to join us at Off the Record, as mentioned, too, Tuesday, May 7th. In addition to Danny next hour, I've got several clips from Clean Comics that we'll mix in, and we'll start with the Clean Comedy on Audio Brunch right here, right now. And from back to feature, then East Tennessee's very own Clean Lee and Morgan.
So I got my doctor in Knoxville who is so young. He's in his 80s and he's tiny. He comes about here on me. And he looks like Mr. Magoo. Do y'all remember that? He wears blue jeans that look homemade. I know they're not. And he loves Cheesecake Factory. He likes the mango. And he's so darling. So I said, you know, he goes, Lee, you're going to have to have power tall ring on the bottom. And he said, you're going to be fine until you go to a restaurant at night. You're not going to be able to read when the lights go down. And he was right about that. But I said, when I'm on stage, I have these glasses. I don't like these glasses. I'm going to try contacts. He's proud of me. And he wanted me. Contacts in my home. And you think that I could have done that? I've had 3 babies 2 different ways. I've had some crap happen to me. And he would say, keep your eye open. And he watered me, and I thought, should we get married? And he finally said, I can't do it, Lee, and you keep close your eye. And so I went home, and my husband said, I never do it. I'll put those contacts in. And I thought, oh my Lord, if he touches my eyeball, he'll want to touch something else. And I'm so tired.
From good old East Tennessee. She is, she's certainly one of the clean ones, one of the funny ones too. She's got a lot of great things coming up. A new book later this year, and that movie she did with Reese Witherspoon and Will Ferrell coming out, it looks like now early next year. So we'll see how that all progresses. More clean comedy, Danny Devaney from the Comedy Barn next hour on Yarborough.
If we're temperature area, we got pollen everywhere. That's why the Phil Bill calls Zero is everything. She breathe easier in your own home. You'll be surprised at all the stuff that comes through your duct system. This month, mention me, Phil Williams, and get $30 off your next air duct cleaning. Use promo code AIR30 when scheduling online at ZeroResKnoxville.com. Breathe easier. Let's see your duct system. 4298 or get a station.
Monroe County at the Sweetwater exit.
Someone with a record. They did their time, and now you can take them from justice to a job. Get tax credits, training dollars, and protection bonds. The Tennessee Office of Reentry can show you how second chances work. Learn more at tnworkready.com.
Brought to you by the Tennessee Department of Labor and Workforce Development, the Tennessee Association of Broadcasters, and this station.
Source for award-winning music. On 98.7 WOKI-FM, Clover Springs, Knoxville, Media Station.
It's coming up on 11 o'clock. Temperatures at 57 degrees. Cloudy skies, still some scattered rain in parts of East Tennessee. I'm Robin Joffe for News Talk 98.7 WOKI. Interstate 75 South in McMinn County is still closed due to an earlier multi-vehicle crash that happened at mile marker 59. That's before the Athens exit. The diversion route is set up at exit 60. It's in Monroe County at the Sweetwater exit. Traffic is backing up about 5 miles in that area. Again, all southbound lanes are closed due to an earlier multi-vehicle crash. And the driver of a tractor trailer that overturned in Cobb County has died. Happened on I-40 East. The crash closed the right lane of I-40 for several hours. The driver was headed east on I-40 when he veered off the interstate, hitting a cable barrier. Overturning, he was killed in that crash. And Knoxville police are investigating a shooting in East Knoxville. A 24-year-old man who had been shot in the left hip was taken to the hospital last night following that shooting in the 3000 block of Woodbine Avenue. The man reportedly told officers that he had been injured in a drive-by, but did not provide any other details. And a teen is facing charges following a brief lockdown at Fulton High School.
Knoxville Police Department officials say KPD school resource officers responded to the school around 11:30 after a person called the school threatening to hurt a student. Officers detained a 16-year-old male suspect near the school who police say had 2 knives on him. He was charged with aggravated criminal trespass, harassment, and carrying weapons on school property. KPD says no one was hurt, and the suspect is not a student at the school. Marvin Travers, News Talk 98.7 WOKI.
The Knoxville Fire Department is investigating a house fire in East Knoxville. Crews called to the 2100 block of Queen Avenue last night. They found smoke coming from the side of the home, which was moving quickly into the house through the attic. They put the fire out in a matter of minutes, but the home suffered heavy smoke, fire, and water damage. 3 people were living in the house, but they weren't home at the time. They are now displaced. There were no injuries reported. And police in Oklahoma call it nothing short of a massacre, a murder-suicide that left a family of 5.
City Police Master Sergeant Gary Knight said it was an argument between 42-year-old Jonathan Candy and his 39-year-old wife Lindsay Monday morning that somehow led to the unthinkable.
He himself shot her multiple times. At that point, he systematically went to the home, shooting and killing their children.
18-year-old Dylan, 14-year-old Ethan, and 12-year-old Lucas. Their 10-year-old brother unharmed and now safe with family. Their father took his own life. Unclear right now is why. The investigation is ongoing. We're told it was
Okay, you all set? Nothing like transporting a batch of arms across the most violent state in the country to give you that serotonin spike, right? You know, this used to be one of the agency's hazing rituals, but I digress. The store is all set to take receipt of the goods. As soon as you drop them off, you get paid. Safe travels.
The speaker said he'll be joined by Republican members of the New York congressional delegation at the Columbia University president. Congresswoman Nicole Maliotakis on the Fox News Network, Mornings with Maria, said he's introduced what should not be funding them. Columbia University's president is currently negotiating with the protester for demanding the school stop doing business with Israel. In Washington, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
City School is investing $41 million toward KCS employees' wages and benefits. It's part of their almost $684 million budget. It would be the single biggest.
Hello, this is 911. What emergency service do you require? Thank you.
School superintendent
Police officers are en route to your current location.
The budget tells the story about an organization and what it prioritizes, and this year they want to highlight the district's hardworking educators. The investment would bump the more than 9,000 KCS employees to market value wage. A teacher with a bachelor's degree, for instance, would earn about $47,000 a year, which is about a $3,000 increase. KCS leaders are also looking to invest more than $2 million in elementary tutoring. The Knox County School Board will vote on the budget tomorrow, then it heads to the Knox County Commission for approval. Reggie Bush is getting his 2005 Heisman Trophy back, that according to ESPN. The Heisman Trust will announce the formal reinstatement of the trophy to Bush today, amid what it calls enormous changes in the college football landscape. The decision comes after Bush forfeited his Heisman Trophy in 2010 in the wake of significant NCAA sanctions for USC, which included Bush receiving improper benefits during a Trojans career that spanned from 2003 to 2005. Currently, we do have cloudy skies, 57 degrees in Knoxville. The Arbro Show will continue in a moment. I'm Robin Joffey on your station for News and Talk in East Tennessee. News Talk 98.7 WOKI.
Dallas with that is here for sunshine this afternoon. Highs expected to get near 73 degrees, so really a nice afternoon and evening. We'll drop back to 44 overnight. More sunshine expected for your Thursday. Highs back to the mid-70s. From the WBLT First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Paige Noah.
The future of fast food is here. At Chesney Kinetics, Chesney is the nation's leader in the most exciting revolution in pain management we've seen in decades. Regenerative medicine. So if you're tired of achy joints, if your joint pain is keeping you from doing what you love,
Doing good, man. Sophisticated.
from research, teaching, publishing, he wants to get you moving with a needle, not a knife. So a free consultation, 865-238-4799. 865-238-4799 for QC Kinetics.
26% of Americans suffer from the PPI type disease. Itchy eyelids. Cells manifest. Allergy season. We can help you fight the disease from health. Okay, ladies and gentlemen,
Pence method is been that in 70, that in 70.
Hello, this is 911. What emergency service do you require? Thank you. Police officers are en route to your current location.
75 south, they're going to take you around Athens and try to get you around, but you got to look at those back roads are busy as well, so we need to slow it down in that area. Can't go out every day. This Tuesday, it's every 8 to 20 days. It's a liberating comedy without new language, all language. Danny Devaney with the Comedy Bar in Pigeon Forge is here for the whole hour. Friend, how are you, sir? We're doing good, man. First off, thank you so much for having me. That's really so for your shows. We do a 7 p.m. show every night, and we get busy. It's 4 o'clock at 7. So this is really early for you, I guess. Oh, yeah. Well, I get up every morning at 6:30 to take the kids to school. Do you really? And then I drop them off, come home, take a nap. How long is that nap? It depends. It could be an hour or 3. That's almost a split shift. Yeah, but it's all right. I love it. You know, that's hard to do. But today I came here instead. I appreciate it. I know, getting here from you live in Spear County. I live right in Pigeon Forge, right in the middle of
Getting here's no easy task.
It was easy today. Wasn't too bad. Chapman Highway, boom, boom, right?
Okay.
I had my coffee, so here we are.
I love having you here, man. You're going to be at Off the Record on Tuesday, May 7th as well. You were with us a couple of years ago.
Yeah, this will be my third time, man. I'm number 3. Fired up about it, too. It's always so much fun.
So, we got a lot we're going to get into. Clean comedy is among the things there. But what can folks, if someone's never been to Comedy Barn, what is the show all about?
Oh, man, the show's there to make you laugh, to make you feel good, to make you, for 2 hours, forget about how strong you are, stressed out you are, where the world's at. You know, and it's something, too, what we love about the Comedy Barn is on the stage, we're out there doing our thing. You can look out and you can see generations of families sitting together, everybody laughing. Grandma, mom, dad, the kids, everybody can sit out there and laugh. Because there's something for everybody. We have incredible animals, ventriloquism, there's juggling in the show, there's clogging, and the band is amazing.
Yeah.
So if you love music, you're going to love the show, too.
You know, if you think this is a stand-up show, it is not that.
No, it's a comedy variety show, but you're going to laugh, man. You're going to laugh. Like, we have to keep stocking seat cushions in the back because, you know, some damn kids.
What, does it muffle the sound? Is that what you're referencing, or am I missing this totally? Okay. I went for the other thing. All right, you were talking number 1. I was talking number 2, I guess.
No, but everybody's laughing at the comedy, you know, and that's it. And there's nothing more, like I'm saying, there's, you know, if you don't just love an act, you're gonna love the next, you know, because all of our performers are all very different. Well, our unique talents and delivery systems to get you to the laughter. So, you know, it's just a whole lot of fun.
And to say it's a family event's an understatement.
Right. And the thing is, some people get confused that clean comedy means it's a kid's show. Okay, means it's going to just be kid's show. Kids going to like it. The parents are going to be bored. But at the Comedy Barn, it's for everybody. You know, we're doing comedy that the same joke is going to get laughs, whether you're 88 or 17.
See, and I think what we're going to learn today as we go through the hour, and again, I've got a handful of clips clean comics that we're going to play in a minute and a half, whatever they might be. And I think what you'll hear is these aren't necessarily non-risque jokes. They just don't use big language, like foul language in them. There's a way to be funny without using, you know, curse words and things like that. So I think you're going to see that a lot here. The talent in Pigeon Forge on the entertainment side as a whole, I don't know if people understand how phenomenal it really is. And that includes you guys at the Comedy Barn, but all of the shows that we're doing.
Oh, man, every show's incredible in Pigeon Forge. When I first moved here, it was 2006, and I went to the shows, and I was, you know, a little skeptical. You know, here in the mountains, I'm like, oh,
you didn't know what to expect.
I didn't, and I was blown away, and I still am on a daily basis. I mean, the musicians in Pigeon Forge are second to none. I mean, you know, at our show, we've got John Beathen rocking them. Here we go, John. Charlie King's our band leader. The guy is absolutely incredible. Incredible voice, guitar playing. He can play anything in the world. We got Zach McKinney. That guy plays any instrument you put in front of him. It doesn't matter if it's drums, harmonica, anything with strings, that guy can play. You know, and we got Rocky Fields on bass, and we have one of the most talented singers you're ever going to hear in your life. We have Kendall McKay Manning, and just beautiful young lady, and a voice that, I mean, she should be a megastar. She's incredible.
Yeah, Comedy Barn's been around how long now?
30 years. We're in our 30th season right now, and what's great too is when before every show, we're like, how many of y'all have been here tonight? You know, how many of y'all have been to the show before? And 75% of the crowd raises their hand.
All right, then.
So we get so many repeat business, and sometimes it's funny.
Have a good one.
People come and be like, hey, when I was 5 years old, I was on your stage, and now they're there with their 5-year-old kid.
Yeah.
You know, so it's.
How does that make you feel?
Oh, all right.
That's right, man. You and I are close to the same age. You're right.
Yeah.
It does kind of hit you a little bit there. How difficult is it?
All right. We got a whole bunch of stops to make before we hit the IAA facility for this journalist. Yeah, TL, you heard right. A journalist hired the Angels to find some hard evidence of Merriweather and the government getting down. And we're gonna raid the IAA to get it. First, we gotta pick some gear. Night vision, all that. Oh, and an EMP to override their lockdown systems. And guess who we're getting that from?
Never know.
That's right, Merriweather. Let's get to it.
Yeah, you helped me believe with my big box trip.
That's right, spinning plates and wearing the hard hat and all the different things, man. I don't know what you got in store for us this go around, but I'm anxious to find
Oh man, yeah, you know what? I haven't decided what to do on May 2nd over there on the record yet.
You may not know till you go out. Just show up.
I'm sure. The first year I did a small variation of my ping pong ball act.
Yeah.
People know me as the ping pong ball guy.
Yeah, I'm asking you about that today. Don't worry.
So I'm thinking about doing that act because I didn't do the full act last time, and it's evolved a little since then. And it's been 7 years, I think, since that one.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it's time for another Danny Devaney appearance at Off the Record, and it's going to happen Tuesday, May 7th. Okay, Clean Comedy Day. And Danny's with us the whole hour here as we celebrate Clean Comedy Day coming up Sunday, and also celebrate his appearance at Off the Record coming up on Tuesday, May 7th. All right, well, clean clip number 1. You got that ready, Mr. Glasgow? And I've got, and please tell me if you've heard of these comedians, because most of them, I'm familiar with. Clean Comedy Clip number 1.
Okay, first thing we need is some infiltration equipment, like night vision, for example. P stashed some supplies in the back of a van nearby, so you should be able to pick everything up on the way to the EMP.
That's creepy. You don't spend time with that and don't get one. And you look like you have one in the throat. I think that's what we put up to my face. I love TV, contrary to popular belief. And I keep it up to my face. And then I look around it's hilarious. I said at the game. Sometimes it makes it sound far away.
All right, next, let's set you up with an EMP for the breach. Trust me, you can't miss it. This thing is serious. Find it, and find a way to get it where we need it to be.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna look him up.
Hey, it's good. Eric, the name sounds familiar, but it's the first time I've heard that. Man, I'm not familiar with these clean comedians. Yeah. All right, so Danny Devaney's with us. Oh, by the way, we're going to give away some tickets to the Comedy Barn, too. So listen for that this hour. Back on Yard Road in just a moment.
Dry out and clear out this afternoon. Sunshine on the way. Highs near 73 degrees.
Back, first of my friends is, you're there. They've got Dennis. You please.
So don't miss this sweet deal. Get $50 for only $25. This deal goes live Friday morning at 9 a.m. at newstock987.com. Sweet deal for a chance for you to experience some of the funnest restaurants and attractions. Eat to the dinner this calorie. Here's a puzzle for you. What 7-letter word drives both parties absolutely crazy, and it's the one thing they really don't like to tolerate? Top news today, too. Top 3 Triple H Radio Experience News Talk 10. Devaney on Yard Road. He's been the Comedy Barn Division 4, and I say you're the superstar of the Comedy Barn. Is that fair?
No, it's a team effort, man.
Is it?
Yeah, it's everybody's important.
Is that you being honest or just humble, or what is this?
No, that's the truth, baby. That's the truth. Okay. You know, we couldn't do the show. What makes that show so successful is so much fun. It is that so many different roles. Yeah, we have incredible climbers in the show. Alex and Jerry, world champion climbers in the show. They're going to entertain you. And we never went to our tech room. And yet we couldn't do the show without Justin Engage. So it's really a team effort, but I appreciate it.
I think, you've been there probably for long.
No, actually, Eric Lambert.
Well, I'm just striking out on all my questions right now.
Eric was there when the show first opened. Right? And he backlogs part-time now, 3 or 4 days a week. But man,
that EMP's moving fast. You going by air? See? That's why you're the TL, because you're always thinking. There's a substation powering the underground facility not too far out. See if you can lower the EMP in there, and then get ready to infiltrate this shit.
Danny, I don't know if you met him at Off the Record a couple of years ago. Eric Glasgow, there he is. And I got the lights on in here. It's a little hard to see. Eric he is quite... He can grow a beard like nobody else.
Get shaved by noon.
Pretty much. And I bring this up, Eric. I'm here to, I guess, to tell you that I was going back and looking through a lot of old things involving Danny. And I found this podcast that he had done probably 3 or 4 years ago. Dude, your beard was solid in the
Yeah, baby, that was my COVID beard. You're clean, dude. You know how it was for the first time ever. I mean, I had 3 months off, right? And, you know, I shave before every show, always have. You know, it's just one of those things. Gotta keep clean up. I took 3 months off to shave, and that's when I did a few podcasts. Yes, with you, and yeah, I had that big old beard that somehow you didn't recognize me. Yeah, when I had that shave, that beard, man, made me look old. Red and orange, and man, I was like a Jessica Jackson. And you're clean shaven, clean comedy, cleans everything, right? Clean, man, keep it clean, keep classy. I love that. Clean Comedy Day was your idea because I invented it, man. I'm proud of that, you know. It was funny. I used to do on social media.
Hello, Pegasus Lifestyle Management. How can I help you? Thank you, sir. Your spectacular aircraft is now ready for you at our nearest airfield.
It gets hard, it gets tough, you start looking at weird things, and you know, there's days where there is a day, there's probably absolutely, there's a day every single day, and we were approaching our 20th anniversary in 2015, and we were it's like, I need to post something anyway today, how about we invent Clean Comedy Day, and so I looked up how to get it done, and she's a marketing director, I don't know what her title is exactly, but a lady who's a genius, great person, Lisa Skinner, had connections with editor Doug Logan.
Lisa very well.
Great, yeah, great lady, yes, fantastic. And so she, you know, I had the idea, and she made it happen, got us in touch with the right people, Senator Overbay, I think he's no longer senator, but he, you know, awesome guy, he put this proclamation up, and you know, and boom, there it is. Yeah, we have a certificate and everything. It's an official day. Clean Comedy Day. It's an official national holiday.
And it was the Tennessee legislature that in 2015, I think it was, said, okay, let's make this official.
Yeah. And, you know, it's really cool, man. It's really unique. It's cool to be a part of it. And also, you know, Clean Comedy is important. And, you know, I love all kinds of comedy, man. I like, you know, things that maybe you shouldn't be laughing at. But, you know, I love everything. But Clean Comedy, it has a purpose, man. It has a place in society. We need, man. You gotta be able to sit with your kid or sit with your grandma or sit with your preacher and still be able to laugh.
I totally agree with everything you just said. I had back in the day Richard Pryor.
That's not clean. No, it's just that you gotta laugh till it hurts.
I did. And so my mom took it from me.
Yeah. So then, you know, that thing is kind of place.
And when your mom's staying outside your bedroom and you're inside listening to it, that's not the time or the place. But you come home from school the next day and you find that album's gone.
There's thinking of
it's big school talking just in your life.
Listening to it,
I'll put it right, you know, here with my other moms. It's not there. Hey, Mom, you seen that Richard Pryor album? And she says, well, I sure have. And you won't see it again. That's a quote, man. I said, okay. Found out later she had given it to the husband of one of my older cousins. And I do, you should have given me that back.
Okay, facilities locked down.
Influences, or how did you get into comedy?
Oh, man, actually, I started when I was 12 years old. I started in Atlanta. You did a clown first day.
Triggering the EMP in 3, 2, 1.
So I started as a clown. I was very shy. When I was a little kid, man, I was super shy. My brother and little sister were actors. I grew up in New Jersey. They were headed to New York every single day for auditions.
Okay, power's out. Only got a few minutes before the backup generator kicks in with the lights, so use the dark while you can. They keep the hard drives in the war room. Looks like it's on the lower levels. And hey, if you find the backup generator, take it out too. Might as well leave the biggest mess we can. I'll throw you something extra too.
To be crazy. basics, people get things that normally people who realize they're shot. So I was a clown for 15 years of my career, I guess.
So not necessarily any stand-up comics that kind of led you toward a comedy path, or sort of they just
I mean, back then, Richard Pryor and John Williams,